When I worked in the city centre, a customer came in off the street and he had just walked past a street preacher and he said to me, "Surely no one believes in God anymore. How can anyone, any sane person, still believe there's a God?" It was a little bit of an awkward moment when I said, "Well, I believe in God." But it's a good question. Does anyone believe in God anymore? Can any sane person believe in God? Here are 3 reasons why I believe in God. Number 1, what's known as the cosmological argument. Number 2, the moral argument. And then 3, my own experience. Firstly then, the cosmological argument, or the Kalam cosmological argument. It goes a little something like this. 1, everything that begins to exist has a cause. 2, the universe began to exist. 3, therefore, the universe has a cause. 4, if the universe has a cause, then an uncaused personal creator of the universe exists, who, without the universe, is beginningless, changeless, immaterial, timeless, spaceless, and enormously powerful. Therefore, an uncaused personal creator of the universe exists, who, outside of the universe, is beginningless, changeless, immaterial, timeless, spaceless, and enormously powerful. For me, that makes a lot of sense. I quite like that argument. It's not watertight. There are people that can push back against it and have counter-arguments for it, but it makes sense to me that the universe as I see it and understand it that surrounds us wasn't just an accident. It didn't just spring out of nowhere, but there is a transcendent, intelligent designer that created all that we see. Number 2 then, the moral argument, or the argument from morality for the existence of God. It goes a little like this. 1, if morality is objective and absolute, God must exist. 2, morality is objective and absolute. 3, therefore God must exist. What that's saying then is that our inherent idea of right, wrong, good, bad, good, evil, it's not subjective, it's objective. And I believe that's true. I believe that regardless of culture or society or even time, I believe there are things that are right and wrong. I think that morality is objective, and if that's true, it can't be found in human society or culture. It can't be something that we make. It must be found outside of that. I believe the blueprint for our morality that governs how we live, that governs our society, is ultimately found in God. It was created by Him, the highest good. 2 intellectual arguments for the existence of God, but 3, and perhaps for me the most profound, is my own personal experience. The Bible says in the book of Ecclesiastes that God has placed eternity in the hearts of every single human. And that really resonates with me because I have a sense and a feeling, a knowing that's beyond my intellect, somewhere here, that says there's more to life than what I see. There has to be more than what I can just observe. There has to be something more going on here. And I know that, I sense that beyond what I can just understand or beyond my intellect. That for me feels placed somewhere in the heart, as the Bible says. My love for my wife, the love I have for my sons, that is more than intellectual. That is more than just a thought exercise. I don't just love them in theory. I love them deep down in my heart. That's where that love comes from. And the same is true of my relationship with God. It's far more than just a thought exercise. It's far more than a rational, logical progression of, therefore there must be a God. No, I know Him. I've experienced Him. And that knowing, somewhere in my heart, it's hard to get past. I can't deny that. And so my experience aligns with the intellectual arguments as well. But with every argument for the existence of God, with every argument against the existence of God, all of our experiences that might say there is or there isn't a God, what it ultimately comes down to is a question of faith. What does your faith say? Does your faith say that all we see is all there is, and that's my belief? Or does it say there is more going on here than meets the eye? Let me encourage you, ask those questions, think about it for yourself, explore the arguments, but then follow your heart on it. What does your heart say? And I pray you come to know God and discover Him just as I have and just as so many have around the world.